confident, like I know what to say. I like to tease you, I like to play in my way. But when you say, get on the bed, I lose my cool and I get in my head. I'm a stone cold top, she's a stone cold top. I'm a top, she's a top, she's a stone cold top. I'm a top, I'm a stone cold top. I know everything, I know everything. I feel top energy from you like no one ever. I like to act it, so sassy, but it's out of lie. Because I know deep down I'm a bottom inside. I'm a bottom inside. I'm not a furry. I'm not a furry. I'm not a furry. I'm a stone cold top, she's a stone cold top. I'm a top, she's a top, she's a stone cold top. I'm a top, I'm a stone cold top. I know everything, I know everything. I feel top energy from you like no one ever. I'm innocent, I'm a top. I'm not a furry, but deep down I know bottom inside. I'm a stone cold top, she's a stone cold top. I'm a top, she's a top, she's a stone cold top. I'm a top, I'm a stone cold top. I know everything, I know everything. I feel top energy from you, said no one ever. I'm a Catholic, she's a Catholic. I can never do wrong. I'm so innocent, this is my song. But when I'm flirting, when she's flirting, I'm a stone cold top. What do you mean? I'm too innocent for this. I'm a stone cold top, she's a stone cold top. I'm a top, she's a top, she's a stone cold top. I'm a top, I'm a stone cold top. I know everything, I know everything. I feel top energy from you like no one ever. I'm a stone cold top, she's a stone cold top. I'm a top, she's a top, she's a stone cold top. I'm a top, I'm a stone cold top. I know everything, I know everything. I feel top energy from you, said no one ever. I like to act confident, like I know what to say. I like to tease you, I like to play in my way. But when you say, get on the bed, I lose my cool and I get in my head. I'm a stone cold top, she's a stone cold top. I'm a top, she's a top, she's a stone cold top. I'm a top, I'm a stone cold top. I know everything, I know everything. I feel top energy from you like no one ever. I like to act it, so sassy, but it's
Apologies, I'm a little bit late. I was just setting up. Oh, you can still see that weird monitor thing. I did not realize I had that up. Apologies. What have I done there? This one. Here we go. Hello to... Oh my goodness. Lady Magora. Did I help flash flood all over you? Lady Magora! Bexy and Christian. Hi, how are you all? Can I have some Riz sometime today, Bexy? That wasn't on the schedule for today. Doesn't matter, it's happening now. Hi, wifey. Hi, Bexy. Hubby. Oh, look at you guys. You guys are so cute. Again, let me have some Riz. Are you a flash flood because you knock me off my feet and leave me gasping? Oh, just got my glasses on. I can see. My goodness, I can see. I don't have the text up, but the rest is set. Light might be a tad bright. And our prompt is flash flood. Eee. Can I just select the text, please? OBS. There we go. And then I'll get the lo-fi on. Oh, I would, Megora, but I don't get in trouble with your hubby. Oh, I don't care. I'm steamrolling Christian. She's mine now. And stream, yeah! It me! I feel like without the light being that bright, it's a little bit grainy, so I'm going to turn it to that. I think that's good. We get our lo-fi on the lowdown. Beautiful. I'll also put my main light on the room on. Aw, you guys. Alright, flash flood today. We are flooding things. To riz up Christian if you like. Pexie and I just go all in on Christian. Christian's like, Flash flood! Wait, I'm shared around here? What did you expect? We're not capitalist. You're our husband. 1 sec, I need to prep for this. I need to prep for this. I need to get back in my straight mind. You can do it, Bexy. You've done more time in straight jail than I have. 4 pages to translate this chapter. Good luck, Lady Megora. Sorry, just grabbing a drink. I have drunk today and I have eaten. About a whole meal today that I made. I'm not walking straight for a couple of days, I'm afraid. So, quickly I'm going into, as part of Flash Flood, Flash, quick, overnight, maybe a dam bursting, panic, emergency. It kills a lot of green stuff. Kills plants, I'll put. When there's a flash flood, it's like, once it's dried, it becomes like a nothing. It's like a desert. This is true, I was locked into a straight relationship. Shock horror. Honestly, vibe. Vibe, though. Destruction, trees, houses, overflowing rivers. Thank you very much. I did have an idea, so writings that we could do today. Fable between 2 displaced creatures in a flash flood. So 2 creatures that maybe would never come across each other. Maybe one from the sky or one from the land, and then one from the river. And they would come across each other because of the flash flood. Animals flee, yes. Vibe. No, the way you just said I was trapped into a straight relationship. Vibe. No, you were locked in, that's it. I was locked in to a straight relationship. Vibe. Vibe. Okay. Let's do the flood part. What floods? Oceans flood? River. I've written dam already, but I'll write dam again. Rainfall. Debris carried downstream. You right. Debris. Debris! This is gross, but I'm also going to put sewage systems. Because they do be flooding sometimes. Alright. Yikes, the breakdown. Is that a category that I can sort myself into? Dykes the breakdown. Me. You always give me a flash flood in my pants, Christian. Sexy. And another way pronounced. That's okay, Christian. In the Netherlands, they are called dykes. No, that's okay. Dykes for us is slang for queer woman. Or it can be. Let me look it up. Oh, it looks like we just spell it differently. No, you're absolutely right, but we spell it with an I. It's a type of dam. A river dam. It's so funny how great. Well, shit. No, it's okay, Christian. Dykes the Breakdown is such a vibe. I myself am something of a dyke that breaks down. I'm something of a daywalker myself. My voice gives depression. No, Christian! Water snood ramp. That's the thing. It looks like a river. Looks like a small river dam. We do still refer to it as a dike, apparently, in traditional English. But it's with an I. Hey, Black Iris, how are you? How's it? Okay, what else do we have? Flash flood. There could be... the emotional metaphor, emotions flooding over. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to write dykes that break down. That's too funny. Flash floor cleaner. Do you know, someone else said that to me when I said... Run, Jigs! Hi! But someone else said that to me when I said the prompt tonight is flash flood. They were like, oh, like, you know, they said about the flash cleaner if you spilled it. I'm not being helpful with your prompt as per usual. Don't you say that! Don't you say that. You are. Evening, folks, and I'm ready, baby! Let's do it! Let's get some writing done. I like to play distraction and it clearly works. Well, it's me. Of course it's gonna work. It's me. As the emotional metaphor, I feel like I wrote something in my notes recently. No, that's just really sad. That was something I wrote about my father. Let's not. This disaster in 1953 after a huge storm. The dikes broke and flooded a large area of land in the west and south of the country. Many people and animals died. Houses were flooded or even destroyed. Lady Magora, that's so sad. I should write storm, though. Absolutely. Storm. Could it be ADHD or because it's me? I declined to comment. Magora? He doesn't deserve mention in this stream, but he is the source of some very visceral poetry. What else is a flash flood? What could it represent emotionally? It's fast, it's rapid, it's dizzying, it's big, things are running over, things rapidly aren't as they should be. I'll put puberty. Unforgiving. Beautiful. Finding safe shelter. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of me. Because it's me then. I didn't say that. Magora, cool, I'm a Pokemon now. What about religious implications? Noah's story, that's good. Probably the best known flash flood story ever told. Alright, we've got flash, we've got flood, we've got emotional, we've got writing. I'm definitely seeing a poem. Poems. Poems about emotional overload with... That's for a flash floods. Overlord. Wiping away everything to start again, a clean slate. Yeah, it has a sort of a positive or a renewal to it. I'm Meguera now. What is my signature move? Sonora has Plasma Fist. Yeah! You would make an excellent Pokemon, Magora. I'm just letting you know that. What else can we have for Flash Flood? Hydro Pump. Figured Charm would be your signature move. Your signature move! Let's just look at what Google has to say. I have so many tabs open. Oh, it's actually typically due to heavy rain. Flash flooding commonly happens where rivers are narrow and steep, so they flow more quickly. It can also occur from small rivers in built-up urban areas, where hard surfaces such as road, concrete don't let the water drain away into the ground. This leads to surface overflow. Bonk Charm. Magora, use Bonk! It's super effective! It always is. Garden, hi, Creative Garden. It is lovely to see you. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for that raid. Welcome, raiders. Hi, Shadow Legion. How are you? I'm itching to get started. My head is exploding, but it's my turn to cook, so I must be concentration. At the Hey, thank you so much for that follow. I'm assuming the Shadow Legion. Hi! I'm good. Oh, I'm good to hear that. And yes, Jinx, you must be patient, but I feel like you've got a writing frenzy. You're on the cusp of a writing frenzy. You've been doing a lot recently, but you've slowly been building up. Permafrost would make it very sort of like, it would almost be like an ice rink. I'm gonna put mudslides down. I'm not sure technically if it counts, but we'll do that. Pilot Rising must release the Kraken! Alright, I'm gonna take this Fable idea and I'm gonna have a look. What?
Release the Kraken!
Hey, Jinx, is it working? Did you manage to play that with bits? Thank you so much for those biddies. Dangerously charming in the background then. Flash floods can wash away a variety of animals, including fish, otters, beavers, small mammals like voles and shrews, reptiles and snakes, and even livestock in certain areas. I kind of like the idea of a water vole. Maybe like the vole and the vulture? That could be a good fable. I'm not sure whether they would live in similar places, but to be honest, fables, they don't really have to live in the same place. I used to sort of agonize over it. Well, you can actually find vultures in Europe. That's crazy. They could come across each other. And a vulture would be circling overhead if there had been a flash flood. That is a fable idea right there. Can flash floods create whirlpools? I guess if there's something underneath where it's flooding that it's draining into. Or the flash flood is approaching from two different sort of angles and they're circling around each other. You know what I mean? Dangerously charming and dangerously effective, apparently. I declined to comment, Bexy. I would like my lawyer. It's super effective. I like the vole and the vulture. That is a solid fable idea. I've never done a fable with a vulture. And they do have sort of traits or humanized traits that you would think of that are incorrect. Like people think vultures are cruel. Vultures are nasty, scavenging, sort of horrible creatures that tear things apart. But they're actually quite friendly. I like this idea a lot. But we're not set in it yet. Your lawyer being Mickey, he's on respite right now. Mickey's like, nah. You may see the tuxedo, but I shall decline to represent right now. Reptiles and snakes get washed up as well. Did I not do the snake and the owl? I needed a plot point in the snake and the owl. And it was part 1, and I needed a plot point. I would need to reread it, but that's an idea. I rest my case. The defendant is clearly guilty of being very cute under pressure. I don't do well under pressure, but you guys know that already. Mickey's bribable with scratches and treats. Especially treats. Oh, bless him. God love him. Only judge people by how they act when they think no one is looking. That was the moral of The Snake and the Owl. Thing is, I feel like that's a complete fable. I was going to do a follow-up, but I honestly don't think I will. Defendant is found guilty. Case is now closed. No, Lady Megara, I can't go back to jail. We have one more section to fill. Flash Flood. What does Flash Flood say to you? You handle it way better than you think. Thanksy. Stop it. I'm in need of assistance! Next I have is based on a ship. At least that's where it starts off, and it'll involve merfolk. How do I make... Now, do I make the merf person male or female in the story? That is an excellent question. I guess you do what fits best. If you're looking to highlight sort of silky, traditionally feminine, sort of... You know how you see mermaids and you know how they're sort of like, they have curves and their waistline goes into the tail. If you want to highlight that, but maybe on someone of a different gender, that could be quite interesting. Try and subvert expectations. Like you could have just like a thick merman. Because whenever mermen are drawn, they're sort of skinny. They're either sort of really skinny or really, really muscular. Yeah, Bexy, no. Don't wink at me. Stop. With that, I got it. Mm-hmm. You can work with the opposite sex. That's what that, yeah, like, yeah, there's that as well. But for me, I'd do like, I don't know. You know swimmers build? You know swimmers build when they've got like a really big back? Specific muscle development in the shoulders, back, and core. That already with curved. Feel like I need to recharge that particular part of my brain. That's good. Oh, Lady Megara, that's a good one. Enemies to lovers. But I still do have some ideas now. This is good. I can't think of anything to fill this, and I kind of just want to write the Vole and the Vulture because I'm kind of hyped about it. What would the moral be, though, of the Vole and the Vulture? Because obviously I'm thinking they cross paths because the Vole has been washed up in a flash flood, and the Vulture is perusing the flash flood area for dead to eat. There's not a moral there yet, but I need to find one. Question mark. Alright. That is our Spidergram. There's still a bit of room for it on it if I decide to add to it, but that is our Spidergram. We got some good stuff on there. So cute when you try to resist, you know that, right? I want to read the rest. I've got the cup waiting in my basket. I just need to start reading it. Same brain. Same brain. There's something maybe about respect around death. Because people think vultures are very sort of disrespectful, horrible creatures. But is it worse for them to eat you, or is it worse to be left to rot? But then, because it's a fable and because they're anthropomorphized, am I just promoting cannibalism? Which is not what I want. Brainwave in sync! Everything you love and cherish be destroyed. But the thing is, so when I write a fable, each character has their own thing that they're going through. So for the vole, that is their lesson. The vole is, you never know when it's all gonna turn horribly and you're going to be uprooted and your life is going to be in danger. But it's something about the crossing of the vole and the vulture that needs to become something. I think maybe... There's something around death with the vulture there, but let me just start by writing their traits. So a vulture is horrible, unsightly, selfish, opportunistic, ominous. Sounds get the idea that you're into this power struggle. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. With a little bit of tism comes a little bit of fun. Yeah! Do you have a bit of tism? Well, you're not the only one, because they say that it's a spectrum. That everyone's on. wait, wait. Is this a song? Can that please be made into a tism command? I want that. I'll be refreshing the command soon. Because I need to add a merch store command. Because I haven't figured it out yet. I don't know how to link people to it. So I will be going into my bot soon. It's a good time to ask. There used to be divine. There used to be a symbol of protection from the goddess Nehebet. Ancient Egyptians believed that all vultures were female. Feet of the impossible! Hey, Johnny! I'm sure there was lots of mud. I shook off so much mud. It was here, now it's gone. Every bit, every drop was all gone. Hey, Johnny, how you doing? Thank you for those biddies or beatsies. Jinx managed to do it with bits today. Flashbird, that's the first thing that came to mind. 3 people have said that to me now. I love that for you guys. You guys are very clean people. I like this vein of ancient Egypt. Ancient Egyptians believed that all vultures were female and were spontaneously born from eggs without the intervention of a male, and therefore linked the birds to purity and motherhood, but also the eternal cycle of death and rebirth for their ability to transform the death they feed on into waste, therefore life. I like the idea of maybe a mother figure vulture. In myth and culture, they're actually quite revered. The reason they're hated is because they're ugly. There's no other reason. That's so funny. There's a website that said the vulture personality. It just says vultures are clumsy. Full stop. That's kind of funny. Johnny! Whoop whoop! 5 stream streak, which is definitely more than that, but thank you very much for streaking. Dial it back before I short circuit you completely. You could never do that. You don't have the power. Take me back to the We Will Rock You musical. Hey! Black Iris! A whole month stream streak! Holy moly! Isn't tax money supposed to fix the drainage problem? Facts. Facts, Black Iris. Vultures love to travel. Aggressive, that's a good word. This is just what people tend to associate them with. I'm not saying they are this. They have a place in nature, and I'm sure they're perfectly nice creatures. Aggressive, possessive. Crafty. Not more than that, I missed one. No, Johnny! No! What happened? Were you just busy that day? It's okay. You can miss as many as you like. Well, they are very intelligent. There are 23 vulture species divided into 2 groups. New World vultures that live in North America and South America. Old World vultures found in Africa, Asia, and Europe. So I'd be writing an Old World vulture story. Opportunist. Excellent. Opportunistic. Yes, Jersey. Also, hi, Jersey. How are you? If I did have the power, would you even tell me that? Twitch didn't notify me, hence why I now have the Discord announcements notifying me. Oh, I'm so sorry, Johnny. Food post is nom. Gomez? Gomez? Johnny! Oh, Gomez. Sorry, I call him Jersey. Of course it is. They do, they circle, don't they? Okay, so what does an Old World vulture look like? I feel like they're the ones with the red heads. Yes, they are. They look like turkeys. I think that's perfect, because the Egyptian vulture is found in Europe. So I want to follow this mother figure in Egyptian mythology. Okay, that's perfect. That's a Y, isn't it? Yep. They feed mainly on carrion. No way. White with large...
Look at my sexy body.
You said that as I was describing the vulture's body. It's raining here, so loving the gloomy weather. Do you know, I quite like it when it's raining and I'm all tucked up indoors and I'm all cozy. Thank you, Johnny, for those beatsies. This is the other Flash. The Flash! Captive specimens without... Okay. The adult's plumage is white. They're white. But they rub themselves in mud and make themselves red. What? What? Okay. If you say so, Wiki. Okay, kind of want a full version of that. Thank you, Johnny, for those biddies. Beatsies. The beatsies. Okay, so we have a vulture, a mothering vulture figure.
Me, sugar. Let's tangle up right.
Not this, I'm not strong enough.
Pull me close, keep me begging all night.
Why are they kind of catchy? Thank you, Johnny, for those beatsies. Bleep isn't working now. Wait, how did you manage to do a blurb with bits then, Jinx? That's wild. Make you lose your words again. Yet. You don't have that power. Voles are small. They are quiet. They are cute. What else are they? I might have... I've probably shown you before. Hang on. This is a book. I mean, surprise, surprise, you are on my channel. This is a book, I think from the 40s, that I have. I found it at a National Trust in a shop, and I love it. And I really love the description. Is it from the 40s? It feels like it's in too good of a condition. Do we have a date in here? I bought it for £1.50. No date, but it usually has things like voles and stuff. I looked up the otter in this. The mole! Order Rodentia, I guess? It's about 100, page 100. That's your walk on. Let's see if they have the vole. Sorry, I'm not doing the best job of showing it to you.
I'm right behind you.
Oh god. Why? The bank vole! It does have a vole. How cute is this book? How cute is this book? Come on! Thank you, Johnny, for those beatsies. Sounds like you're fighting a losing battle here. Look, I like my book. Alright? It's dusty, but I love her. Okay, here we go. This is well, you'd get a classic description of... Oh, a water bowl. Yes, that's what we want. A classic description of a water bowl from somebody who wrote this. I don't know who wrote it, actually. I think it's compiled by W.J. Stoke, but probably written by a lot of other people. Work the burger by buying beets, but it shouldn't be, because I've enabled bits. The comparatively inoffensive rodent, now to be described is not a rat or of a rat-like nature, although the name of the water rat is general as a true folk name. The voles are of heavier build than rats. They're bigger than rats! The head is shorter, thicker, and the muzzle rounded instead of being pointed. The limbs are shorter, and the hairy tail is not much more than half the length in the head and the body. The eyes are small and short-sighted. Just short-sighted, it's just funny. And the small round ears scarcely protect from the surrounding fur. The feet are naked and pale pink beneath, with 5 round pads, but are clothed in stiff hairs. The thick, long, glossy fur is of a warm reddish brown, above sprinkled with grey, and on the underparts yellowish grey. Oh my god, it's pale! Hi! We're reading from a 1940s book, and I'm really excited. Hi, Pale! Oh my goodness, for the subscription at tier 3, that is incredibly generous. And for the 21 months of support, holy moly monkey, thank you so much! The Tism song, please play it, it's so fun. Oh god, I will. Where did you put it? Is it in Discord? Is it in Discord? This applies chiefly to the male. The female is slightly smaller, is less bright, and is more greyish-brown in her coloration. The average length of the head and body is 7.5 inches, and of the tapering ringed tail about 4.5 inches. Sometimes occurs with black fur, especially in the East Anglia and Scotland. Isn't this just the coolest book? I'm fairly sure.
I am a surgeon!
I am a surgeon! Where are you finding these? I'm fairly sure this book was first... I looked it up. I don't think this edition is 1940s. But I think that it was first published in the 1940s, if I looked it up correctly. Its original edition was printed in a different colour. This green one is from a different time. But how well preserved is this? I love this book. I need to show you my vintage books at some point. I will get so excited. Thank you, Johnny, for those beatsies. Oh, that's interesting to know. The water vole does not hibernate, but it has been said to lay up considerable stores for the inclement season when food will be scarce and difficult to find. So, as we're writing about this flash flood, the vole could have lost its store. Which gives a good parallel between the vole that is anticipating danger and stocking up, and the vulture that is very opportunistic and waits for danger to happen and then eats well. That's a good parallel. I've done that so effing well. I am a surgeon! Stores consist of nuts, beech mast, acorns, and the creeping underground stems of the horsetails. I love horsetails. They're ancient woodland indicator plants, and they're all over here. During the milder nights that come in winter, he issues from his chamber in the bank and feeds upon the young willow shoots. And though many a nocturnal animal will often take advantage of the higher temperature at midday during the winter, it is often found in fields far away from any water. Sorry, this is so good. New message above, please. Oh god. Jinx! Did you put it in Discord, Lady McGraw? I can't see whether you put it in Discord. Thank you so much, Jinx, for the 400 biddies. That is so kind. And there is a hype train going. Another one? That's 2 in 2 days. Freaking choo-choo. CP Pale, early start to work tomorrow. No worries, Pale. No worries.
Train! I'm gonna run a train on you.
I'm gonna run a train on you. Thank you, Johnny, I assume, for those beatsies, because you're the only one who can blurb right now. Yeah. I guess it's in... Is it in videos? Ah, I found it!
With a little bit.
Oh, heck. The one and only. Nobody I'd rather be. Thank you, Johnny, for those beatsies. Okay, this is the Tism song, apparently. It seems a little loud, so be prepared.
bit of tism comes a little bit of fun. If you got a bit of tism, well, you're not the only one, because they say that it's a spectrum that everybody's on. And a little bit of tism, 'tis a mighty bit of fun.
Yeah, that needs to be a command. For sure. Or at least something through Blurb, right? That'll be on Blurb. Thank you, Lady Magora. Okay, the water vault, this starts so funny. Its swimming and diving powers are of high order. Often in walking near a stream or pond, the loud sudden plop as it drops into the water is the observer's first intimation that the vole is near. He just plops in with his thick-ass body. Can't find it as a blurb. It should be! We'll have to make one of them. We got people. We can do that. We can make that work. We may occasionally track his course underwater, but as a rule, once he disappears into his burrow in the bank, sometimes by an underwater entrance, and may regain the bank by an upper exit. These burrows in which the vole spends most of the daytime often occasion considerable damage, as to the dikes in the Fenland, where ponds have been constructed by artificial banking. He spelt it the other way! He spelt it your way! A loud sudden plop. What an animal. What a beast. I wonder if the word dykes then has been corrected to be politically correct then. I care more that it's Englishly correct, to be honest.
Lesbianism means that I am a dyke
I
against the
too.
rising waters of mediocrity.
I'm a dyke. Thank you, Johnny. Those damn dykes. Those damn dykes. Otherwise, the water vole must be pronounced an entirely inoffensive rodent, in spite of the labels that accuse him of capturing waterfowl and fish, for which he is unfitted. He has been seen grubbing among the mud at the bottom of for caddis worms and other insects, freshwater snails and the like. Otherwise, his food appears to be restricted mainly to the stems of horsetails and the succulent grasses, flags, loosestrife and sedges that grow along the banks. So, not necessarily a carnivore, but does sort of go after some bugs. Are you doing research for a book? No, I'm going to write a fable today, Jersey. And so I'm doing the vulture and the vole, or the vole and the vulture, based on the prompt flash flood. So the vulture's going to be displaced by the flood and come across a vulture that is picking off all of the creatures that have died from the flood. And that's all I have at the moment. And I have this old book which was first published in the 1940s from a National Trust place, and I adore the descriptions of animals in it. And so if I can find the animal in it, I will read it out. I doubt vultures will be in here. I'm not sure what family the vulture belongs to. It is sorted by family, but I don't mind that because I know quite a bit. I know quite a few Latin names because I did study it. But I don't know what family the vulture's in. I have to look that up. And the hype train is done! Thank you so much! Choo choo! Level 2 complete. That's 2 hype trains in 2 days. A level 3 and a level 2 one. Thank you so much for that. Breaking down. Dykes that break down. Damn dykes. Yeah, fail. Plot turning expected to see a vole, and it's just a dyke guy taking a shit, right? Need to go to food shop. All good, Johnny. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the beatsies and all of your love, bird family. Are they not a bird of prey? They are, but they mostly scavenge. And I didn't know there is one that lives in Europe, and it's called an Egyptian vulture. And I looked up Egyptian mythology, and they're almost seen as mothering figures. Let me look up. Egyptian vulture. See, this is British wild animals. It's quite non-specific because of it. There's probably a bird one. Necrophon pernificus. Part of the yeah, I can't pronounce that. Begins with an A. Yeah, see, this one starts differently. Can I go up to family? Doesn't go up to genus. Why doesn't it go up to order? No, it's not in here. It's pretty, right? Is it not the most pretty book? I got it at National Trust Place for £1.50! I have a vintage book collection that I'd love to bring on stream at some point. Vulture of the Old World and Vulture of the New World. Yes, I'm writing an Old World Vulture. Did I hear that right? Pretty much. What was I up to? The female constructs a thick-walled globular nest of reeds, grasses in the chamber underneath the bank, or a hollow willow or a bird's nest, and there brings forth her litter of about 2 to 7 naked and blind young. Process is repeated 2 to 4 times during the season. Oh my god. The water vole is genuinely distributed in Britain. It does not occur in Ireland or the Scottish Islands, nor is it known outside Britain. Oh, it's specifically Britain. What? The general appearance of the short-tailed or field vole is so obviously different from that of a mouse that it should be obvious. Oh wait, is this... Ah, no, this is a different one. Short-tailed vole. That's what it has to say about the water vole. So basically, she chunky. She chunky, but she swims quite well. And she likes salad. Oh, look at that cutie patootie. There are a lot of voles in this country. Aren't they pretty? They're sort of photographs and then they're drawn over. I'm not sure whether that's an old technique they used to use. The black rat. Rattus rattus. Oh, it smells like old book too. I do not want to put this down. Oh my god, this is how old this book is, okay? Listen to this. In Kensington Gardens and other parks in London District, a light grey squirrel may be seen, and thought to be a colour variation of our native species. It is really an American visitor, distinct in colour and without tufts to the ears. Some years ago, the caged specimens in the Zoological Gardens Regent's Park had become so numerous that some of them were given their liberty. Their numbers increased among the trees of the gardens, and they overflowed into the park, where they became so familiar as to accept food from the hands of delighted children. Gradually, some of them developed exploring tendencies and made their way into the wooded grounds and suburban residences. British naturalists of a not too distant future will probably have to include 2 species of squirrels in their lists. They only lived in London. And this guy was predicting that maybe they would one day compete with the red squirrel. Wow. This is an old book. That's great. Finding a red squirrel nowadays, right? The red deer. I kind of want to look through this and write a fable about everything included in this. I've seen slow worms and roe deers in real life. Slow worms you will think is a snake. They are not a snake. Male in bridal dress. What? Encyclopedia of Card Games, revised edition from 1923. The thing is, Pale, I freaking love vintage books. I would drool over that. I have a small collection. I have to keep it sort of, you know, manageable. I don't think they've actually included any birds in this. So you wouldn't... I would assume... The hedgehog! Yeah, mostly mammals. Yeah, mostly mammals. Couple of reptiles. It's my only vintage one. Oof. Put old books in plastic wrapping in case Newt drools all over them. Real, though. They're so lovely. I love the way that they smell. I love the way that they describe things. They're just great. The English in them is so good. Aziraphale from Good Omens. I'm so jealous of his bookshop. I literally have a tote bag with AZ Fell, purveyor of good books to the gentry, wrapping up my vintage book collection. Me and you, are we the same person? That's wild. Yeah, the red squirrel is generally distributed in Great Britain and Ireland, where there is sufficient woodland, and in similar situations, Europe and Asia. And now they just live in Scotland, I think. Oh my god, I won! It's so good, Pale! I'm gonna have to bring it out on stream one day. They're pretty good. They're really good. Two of them I can't show, because they have an old Indian symbol on them, which is actually a swastika, but it was sort of plucked by Hitler and used to mean something different. It's pre that. They're so old, it's pre that. And so I have books covered in swastikas, which is wild. But they're a copy of they're by... I wouldn't feel comfortable ever destroying them, because the books are by... Oh god, who are they from? They're original copies from Rudyard Kipling. And so usually I'd be like, you know, we got to get rid of that. But because they're from Rudyard Kipling, original prints, they're a bit more of a piece of history that I would feel comfortable destroying. Send it, I want to read! Maybe a leather satchel with that embossed on gold leaf. Mm-hmm. Nice, Lady Megora. Let's get chapter 3 done by then. Your translations? Nice. But yeah, I can show most of them on stream. Just be aware that I've got some amazing Rudyard Kipling ones that I'm really passionate about, but I cannot show on stream because they're covered in swastikas. But there's because they've got swastikas on them because they're set in India. Which is a really weird thing. But it was before it meant anything, and they used it in India to mean peace, I think. It was a Native American symbol, And then it was an Indian symbol, and then the Nazis took it. Anyway, back to the water bowl. I've been talking so long, my pen's dried out. There she blows. I'm gonna put clumsy too. Because just that image of them plopping into the water is great. Adlic Prickler must not be allowed to ruin anything else. Literally. They're such good copies. They're really, really handsome looking books. It's a Hindu good luck symbol. It's a 1911 edition. Features a swastika as the logo. And that's the one, there's two that I own. I can't find, I feel like there's, the moral here should be something to do with death. And maybe the vole is looking at, the vulture circling and is upset by that. But maybe the moral is that it's not upsetting, it's just nature or something. Apologies if stream stutters, I've just opened quite a few tabs. I opened them in order to get rid of them. That stays open, that stays open, that stays open, that stays open. $200 mil tomorrow. If you win, we win. It'll be a fireproof, climate-controlled room with the old books. We can merge our collection before the Diddler. Yes! I would love that! I would be enthusiastic about that. I would be very enthusiastic about that. Freaking love a vintage book. Okay, that's my vocal tab. That's got at least 50 tabs within it. That's that tab, but I don't need that open right now. And then that's this tab, and I don't need all of these open. Close, 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 close. There we go. Stream should be running fine now. If it ever lagged, I don't think it did. Something about... Like that. Death is not always unkind, it is nature. Something there. Oh my god, yes! You like that? Because the vole is gonna hate the vulture because the vulture is eating the dead. Maybe other dead voles. I don't want to be too graphic, but maybe her family that died during the flood. She's cursing the vulture out, and the vulture is saying, this is not an unkindness. They will not rot. Something about that. And that gives the vulture something of a female reverence or godliness in the story. Almost like they're the deity taking them away. There's something there. I haven't quite put my finger on it, but there is something there. Ow. Why you click like this? How dare I have been on for an hour and 10 minutes? I've been on for 10 minutes at most. How dare time pass like that? Yeah, Bexy, it's reducing waste. And the whole thing where it's like, to see your family, or if I do go with the family idea and it's the Vol's family that the vulture is eating, to see your family waste away over weeks and months, is that really preferable than to have them carried away, sort of thing? And there's a certain sort of release in that to see them sort of fly up, even in sort of a vulture, but you know what I mean. There's something there. There is beauty and mercy in death. Yes, I like that. I'm gonna write that down. Just eating what is already gone. Exactly. Circle of life. And then they are part of the vulture. Exactly. The vulture carries them up and away. I like that a lot. I'm not sure how I'm going to phrase the moral, but that is the moral. I might rephrase it, but that is the moral. Okay. Story plan. 1. There is a flash flood. I'm not sure what gender, if any, to make the Vol. I like that a lot. Thank you, Bexy! I like it too! It's all a metaphor. She's not... You know, these aren't even animals. It's supposed to be a human metaphor, but you know what I mean. It's all a metaphor of letting them go. Because maybe she's guarding the bodies. And not letting the vulture near them. She sees the vulture as a boogeyman. Yeah. It's a sad metaphor. I wasn't expecting it to go this sad today, but it is good. Make it a father? Alright, done. That's a good parallel because I'm making the vulture a mother-like figure. So they're both watchful protectors of their families. And it's two responses to the disaster. Anger being the one of the Vol, and acceptance being one of the vulture. They share a conversation which is the tipping point of the vole being able to walk away and allowing the vulture to take his loved ones away. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but we'll see. I'm almost seeing it as a mortal conversing with a god. I'm almost seeing it as that. I'm almost seeing the big, looming white wings of the vulture, because Egyptian vultures are white, as some sort of deity in the vole's eyes. Guess who's here? Is it Mickey? Speaking of deities. Speaking of gods, kings, and everything. Mickey! There we go. That is our plan. That's a good plan. That's a good plan right there. Bows to the Lord and offers the treat. Who's such a handsome boy? Now I need to give the treat. Aw. I got a message from somebody. You know where Bestie is right now? Bestie's on a cruise. How dare she? You want a treat note? Mayhaps. Mayhaps. Discord note, let me see. Oh my goodness. He's literally perfect. He's literally perfect. I would literally die for him. A cruise without you, right? How rude. How unquestionably rude. I'll start writing it. I'm gonna take a break once I've streamed for an hour and a half. It's only gonna be 10-15 minutes. I've just noticed that it helps with my fatigue levels, which are kicking my ass at the moment. If I take a small break, get a little snack, and have a little drink. And I made an almond cake earlier, so I'm going to have a big old wedge of almond cake. I also got my blood test results back today. And, unsurprisingly, I've got hypothyroidism, because I'm tired all the time. And I'm anemic. Writer Lee! Oh my goodness, we've had 2 raids today! Holy moly! Hi, Writer Lee! How are you? Hello, raiders!
I'd like to spend my vacation at the library.
Welcome to the library! Deathworm? Does that say Deathworm? What an excellent name. Hi, welcome to the library.
I'd like to spend my vacation at the library.
Thank you, Sphere System, for the follow. Who's the me?
I'd like to spend my vacation at the library.
Thank you for the follow. The writer Mike. Lovely to see you. How are you today? Thank you, Bexy. I appreciate that. Raid, we arrived. We have arrived. I finally got to send a raid here. Well, it is lovely, Writer Lee, for you to send a raid here. Thank you so much. And you have helped me reach my followers goal. Holy moly.
I'd like to spend my vacation at the library.
Spicy fruit salad. What a name. Thank you for the follow. Hypothyroidism and anemic twinsies. We're just so tired. Can relate, and I think it will make a great story to help people heal. Oh, Jersey. Well, first of all, I'm so sorry you're going through something similar. And I'm so glad that you think that it's going to help people. I would love that. Worm. Oh, sorry. Death Sworn. Got it. I'm trying to read the little text on my phone. It's like the little bit there. It's so small. How's the writing? It's good. Our prompt today is flash flood. We've done our little spidergram that we usually do. We went through how quickly a flood happens, what flood sources there are. Flash flood is an emotional representation with a metaphor sort of thing, with emotions sort of flowing over. And eventually we settled on a fable between two displaced creatures in a flash flood. We're going to write the vole and the vulture. And then we went through the characteristics of a vole and a vulture. And we've come up with a plan, a story plan, where there is a flash flood. A vole and his family are displaced. The vole is a father figure. The vole is the only survivor. As the vole is there looking up and sort of waking up, I guess. It's a big displacement. He'll be in a field somewhere. He sees that there's a vulture overhead. And he stands guard to try and stop her from eating his family that has died. They share a conversation which is to do with death, letting go, mercy, not letting them sort of rot away, I guess. And then the vole actually agrees to let the vulture eat his family. It's all a big metaphor for letting go. It's a dark one. I don't usually write this dark. Getting some words in today. Yes, writer Mike, this is what we like. Are questions allowed in here as well? Absolutely. Can I ask your name? Is it Hausame or Husame? I want to get as many infos from different writers as possible. If you want in-deep feedback, feel free to join my Discord. We share big files and we look through other people's stuff. But little questions, absolutely welcome. If you're not half-blind and squinting from a screen, are you even a writer? You're absolutely right. Oh no, level geography flashbacks. We know far too much about river systems. That's good because I know nothing. Remember the Oxbow Lake and the 3 months we spent on it? Anything is fine with me. The E isn't spelled though. Oh, house? Or Husam? Husam? I'm in the server. I'm one of the raiders from Writerly. Oh god, so you are. Husam, more like. There we go. Educate us on river systems. I need to duck out for a little bit to start some house chores, but I'll be lurking. No worries, Writerly. Thank you so much for the raid. And it's excellent to see you. Oh my goodness, Jersey. There is peace and beauty in it, yeah. Moving to acceptance. You have to move through every difficult gate beforehand, though. Bexy wants us to stretch. That's crazy, Jersey. I'm so sorry you went through that. How do you even begin to process something like that? We are lurk friendly here. We absolutely are. Never used in the exam, but there we go. Sure, it will come in helpful one day, knowing how canyons are formed. Someday, one of you will be stuck in a river. You'll be stuck in a flood. You'll be stuck in a canyon. You'll know how to get out. One day. Oh, we also had a look at our vintage book here today. I have this vintage book. Whenever I write a fable, I see if they're in the book, because the descriptions are so funny. This was originally published in the 1940s. I think this is a reprint, though. I feel like it might be from closer to the 60s because it's such good quality. And we looked through this book and we found the water vole. And oh, I just love the descriptions. They make me so happy. We found out that water voles just plop into water. It just makes me so happy. And they have naked feet. They kind of skedaddle everywhere. Because no! How canyons are formed. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power! Erosion! Because I struggle with character development. Okay. Character development is the one thing I perhaps don't struggle with. I start with not trying to write... I don't try and write the characters for the story. I try and write the story as if it is happening to the character. They're already a fully formed person. They are self-aware, they have passions, they have likes, they have hates, they have a favourite colour. They have all this that has absolutely nothing to do with the story you're going to put them in. And I love just sitting down and creating a person. One of my characters is extremely logical, and she's really adaptable, and she has quite good understanding of mental health, because she sort of has brushes with depression in her late teens, and the story is set in her mid-20s, and she goes through so much shit that she doesn't know how to process. But I want to collect different opinions, would appreciate it. Yeah, I would say don't have that character exist in their role in the story. They're a full person. The reason that this person that I just spoke about, this character that I just spoke about, is in the story is to observe everything. But she's not just a pair of eyes, she's an entire person. Thank you, Bexy! I struggle with absolutely everything else. If I need to describe something, God forbid. Have your characters have wants and motivations and then write dialogue to reflect those motivations? Yes. And also, hi Nerdarine. I didn't see that. Hi! And it's like, they're not just responding to the crazy stuff in the story. They're also living their lives. Like, this character loves quiet. This character that I have loves quiet. And she's at university. So it's very easy for her to just go to the university library. But she doesn't. She finds an old bookshop nearby to study in. And then she forms she's missing her mother, so she forms a bit of a mother-daughter relationship with the person that runs the bookshop. None of this has anything to do with the story. Thermodynamics, maybe, not rivers. Describe what happened to the character during the worst moment of their life. It's pretty formative. Yeah. If every character had struggles, or if they're different, or exactly. If every character had... Wait, hang on. Also, wouldn't it be repetitive if every character has struggles, even if they're different? No. Everybody has struggles. It depends how it affects the person. Like, yeah, I keep harking back to this character that I'm writing, but it's the best example because she's my most fully fleshed out character. She is optimistic and loving and has an excellent outlook on everything, and she adapts to stress really well, but she is not perfect. She makes a lot of mistakes. Yeah, what shapes a character? Some must have similar struggles. Yeah. But I'd say all three of my main characters in that story have definitely had depression. At some point in their lives. And the way they've adapted to it differently. One becomes very angry and withdrawn. My main character adapts quite well. And the other character sort of becomes a bit of a villain. Not a full villain. He loses his way. He's what I would say is in the depths of depression, whereas the other two have had it quite early. I'd wager their knowledge of waterways is up there. I didn't know what a dike was. Well, I knew what a dike was because I am one, but I didn't know what a dike was. There's always one character who has it worse. Well, what I think is it's not to do with the level of... If we say background trauma, it's not to do with the level of background trauma, it's how well they've adapted to it. Because you could have a character that's gone through more, but adapted better. And you could have a character that's gone through less and adapted worse. Which is exactly what I've written into this story that I've spoken about. This is a secret project, nobody knows about this, I'm not writing it on stream. And I'm telling you all about the characters. But there's one character who has a very well-grounded family life. He has every reason to be happy, and he's not. And he's the one that becomes a kind of villain. He has his loyalty swayed by somebody telling him that, you know, life shouldn't be so unfair for you. Things should be better and we should make them better. Whereas someone else who's been through an awful, awful childhood has adapted quite well. As a mother who is a psychopath. Oh wow, what a writing exercise. During the worst moment of his life, when he reached adulthood and realised who she really was, she told him, "That's the brilliance of using someone's love as a leash, my darling." That's cold! That is so cold, Deathsworn. That's amazing. What an amazing turning point. So yeah, I would take that. And I'm not going to write your character for you, obviously. This is advice. This is not, you know. She's a Series 2 Moriarty nasty. But yeah, it's like, I would take that and be like, he would, in my opinion, he would have a hyper independence. He would have trouble forming relationships. He could be a bit closed off. That's not meaning to say he wouldn't be friendly. Maybe he maintains quite a lot of surface level connections, but no deep ones. That's how I would start that character development. How about descriptions? I seem to struggle with those as well when it comes to making the reader feel, say, emotions and pain. Like, I don't know how to immerse the reader in. I have a bit of trouble with that. It was actually a writing medium that Jane Austen invented. She was the very first to do it, where you have descriptive dialogue that's not physical dialogue. So you will have the characters' internal thoughts and reactions to what they're seeing, just written, rather than as a sentence or as a piece of dialogue itself. Now that's character development. Tell a lot about how we treat love, relationships, and trust issues. Let me see if I can find an example. This is the book I'm on at the moment. This is The Secret Life of Bees. Oh, it's Ben. I'm not very far through. I guess that's a good example. When I looked outside, I knew I would have to make my way by starlight. I crept across the grass back to the edge of the woods, to May's wall, hiccuping all the way. Placing my hands on the stones, all I wanted was to not ache so much. That's a good example. So I hope I'm not interrupting anything. Oh, we love distractions here. We take distractions here, don't you worry. Drop my bit of the story if you'd be up to some feedback. Absolutely! Go for it. Exactly. We discovered earlier. Sorry, what's going on? I got distracted. We love distractions. We do! Distractions lead to more stories, in my opinion. They lead to more stories, they lead to more inspiration. And I love them. So we're going to start it as we start all fables. There was once a creature, vole, who lost everything. We start them very storybook-like. And then I'll sprinkle in a bit of description. Because they're my fables, I feel comfortable doing a bit of description. Classically, fables do not have descriptions. You would just put, there was a flood, the vole washed up. Rather than describing the water, the noise, the whatever. You're amazing, thanks. Anytime! We're here! I'm gonna have him... because there's a very limited time that I have with the vole with his family. I'm going to have him reading a story to his children. I think you'd call them a litter, but I'm going to put a question mark there and check that. one afternoon, as he was reading his litter a bedtime story. Oh, you write on paper? Oh yes, first draft is always on paper. Oh, you wanna see? You wanna see, Sam? You wanna see? Woohoo! This is all that we've done. We've gone through an entire refill. And we're on to our second refill. But I start with a spidergram on paper. I just can't write otherwise. And what I tend to do in this writing club is I tend to plan. And I tend to come up with a story outline. And then I will go away and type up that story. Because otherwise I'll be streaming and it will be me. There won't be much inspiration for me. Because I will be just typing in silence. Which I understand is useful and body doubling is great. But I would find that quite hard because I'd feel like people are looking at me and I don't like it. How long did that take? Whoa, when did we start writing club? That's a good question. We do old school writing here. Oh yeah, we do. I much prefer writing by hand. Me too. When did we start writing club? We've done... We could get a rough estimate, actually. We've missed 2, if I recall correctly. So that's 2 weeks. And we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 actually, because I didn't list the last one. We've done 14 prompts. At the end of the month, we do all the prompts. So you have to put 14 into 3s. Someone better at maths can work that out. At least 14 weeks. There was once a writer who, despite having a prompt, couldn't think of a way to get a story out of it. He had pigeonholed himself into a challenge of merging everything into an overarching storyline based on a pirate ship, but failed to consider prompts that would rarely impact the pirates. He's really tired and brain dead from work earlier that day, and could only think of bed. That writer should go to bed. That writer is completely valid. We don't always have to write, and that's okay. We can rest too. That's what type draft is for, so no one can read it. Right. I diagram on a notepad sometimes, and a quick sketch note, and then I go to keyboard. Yeah, that's a good plan, Death Swan. What is the story about? It's a fable, which is going to be to do with... it's quite dark. It's going to be to do with death. It's going to be to do with letting things go. 13th of February. That is so specific, Pale. What the hell? How do you remember the exact date that we started? What? No, we started on the 5th of December. No, we didn't, because I waited until Christmas was over. If we say we started at Christmas and then 5 months? Sorry, ADHD, I forgot all the numbers already. Forward 2's leftover is 3 to 14. Okay, thank you, Sphere System. So, yeah. No, that would make it 4 months. There's some missing, because I remember Christmas being around the time. Ah, 12th of December. Mm-hmm. Dark theme. Uh-huh. But Claire Upscale 33 actually has a nice little story arc about death and letting go. I am a gamer. I game on the other 3 days that I stream. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let me write that down. Claire? Thank you very much for the recommendation. Oh wow, it does look very pretty. That's quite new. Oh, I'm over 16. I can see, I promise. Wow, it looks really good. I'll definitely give that a look. Thank you very much. Do you play visual novels? I don't, but I really like Telltale games, which are a little bit like visual novels. They have a bit of gameplay in them. We're playing a Batman Telltale at the moment. I type all of mine up. The fireworks and pirates prompt is 1912, and we were done a day on a pirate ship the week before. Oh, that's brilliant, Pale. Okay, so since the 12th of December. So 4 and a bit months, yeah. 5 and a bit months. We're off by a month. It's fine. Thank you very much for doing the maths. Four. I said 4 because we're on. Okay, because we've reached the end of the 5th month, which makes it 5 months, and then the 12 halves the month because it's nearly 14. So it would be 4.5 months in my head. That's how it works. This is why I'm a writer and not a mathematician. 6 months next week. Holy moly! Wait, no, that is how that works, right, Claire? I'm just not a mathematician. I said it before thinking. 5 and a bit months. My descriptions are always so weak, they end up so short. There's a real art, and I don't have this. I have to try and shoehorn it. It feels like pulling teeth to me when I try this. There's a real art in finding a place in your story to stop and describe what the character is seeing, hearing, or even just describe the area. To go into a long, maybe couple of pages long descriptive piece, I don't know when to stop my characters sort of talking or experiencing and to go into descriptive language. Close. Thank you, Bexy. You're making me feel a lot better. There was once a Vol who lost everything. One afternoon, as he was reading to his litter, he was reading his litter a bedtime story, only stopping to kiss his wife sweetly. When... Okay, that's the start. You need to craft hone. Lots of books and videos online on how to get better at specific things you're weak in. Thank you so much. I would not have known that word. No, I would like to get better at it too. This is why we stream. We want to learn together. So I'm just putting my phone on charge. So if, you know, you hear a big bang, that's my phone smacking the floor. No, no, I don't need to be too romantic about it. We never stop learning exactly. We never stop learning. Every day is a new thing. You are a better writer today than you were yesterday because you will have learned something. You will have experienced something. I want to merge those sentences. The honey brown eyes of his wife were... I'm going a little bit more descriptive than I usually would at the start of this because it's going to go straight into quite a dark, vicious fable, and I want to slow it down a bit at the start and the finish. The honey brown eyes of his wife were the last that he saw. What last he saw before the walls cracked and their home collapsed. So straight into it. 2 sentences straight into it. That feels... I know it wouldn't be in a traditional fable. There would literally just be there was once a vole that was washed up. But I want it to be slightly more anthropomorphic because I want the metaphor to be obvious. That this vole is not a vole, they are in fact a human. Also, I'm gonna go for another 5-10 minutes and then I'm gonna have my little break. I put on words on stream when I have a break if you like word games. Damn, that's a big word, Newt. What did I say? I've already forgotten it. Theme building, love it. Thank you, Death Sworn. I tried. Me too. What is your username in the same page? What do you mean? In the same page? My username? That right, a woman? Writing prompt flashed flood, but don't write smut. Do you know what, Vix? You can't even talk because I'm writing about death. And through something, I guess you're not in the server. If there's a server I should be in, then let me know. Smutty death. No! Guess it's a good thing moist isn't the prompt, eh? Literally. That's one, they always think I'm writing smut. Because even when I'm writing fighting scenes, it sounds like smut. I try my best. It's about 2 lovers, Vix. It's not. It's not. It's about the concept of death with calls to religion, calls to angels, calls to the process of mourning. I'm really trying. They stream, so I assume you would be in it. I would assume so too, because I frequent Writer League quite a lot. But I'm usually there lurking, so maybe I just neglected to click on it. Can I send links, though? With the mod's permission? Smutty religious angels. Fights are close to smut. They can be. Inadvertent smut. She tries her best to write smut. No, I don't! I try my best to not write smut. How would you describe... So his young were torn from his... My initial thing was his grabbing paws, but... How do they describe the feet in the old book? Water bowl. The feet. 5 rounded pads. Oh, they literally do have like 5. They got little feet. I guess I could describe them as hands. Okay, that's fallen. Was it a right smut? Even because of the non-smut is smutty. No, it's not, Vix! Have at thee! Been writing it since a young age. Okay, listen. The 13-year-old Harry Potter fanfiction is excluded from this. That is an outlier. That is an anomalous result. I wrote it with a friend. Death in those moments. Sure enough. We don't talk about Seth and Enoch's story because that did sound like smut. Dale, don't you bring that sentence up. He thumbed the captain's ring, as in he put his thumb on it. It's a ring that you wear on a finger. Hermione for life. Oh my god. Hermione was so... It was like the biggest thing when I was younger. Hermione was the biggest thing. I used to read Bellatrix and Hermione fanfiction. I pressed accept. Oh, it's on my Ghost account though. Oh, never mind. It won't let me on my Ghost account. I'm here. Shwing! I don't know what that is. It's probably a stretch. What we got? Oh my goodness, it's a sub. I didn't see that. I thought it would be a stretch. Holy moly. Is that Vix? We out here thumbing rings. Is it Vix or is it Bert? Hi, Bert! Bert, you here? I can't... Do you know, I can't see the most recent subscribers or followers because they changed the overlay for auto mod. And it makes me so unhappy. It is Bert! There we go. Found it. For 17 months at tier 1. Holy moly. Thank you so much for the 18 months of support. That is so kind. And Bexy says, stretch! Flash flooding going on without me. I have a mop and towels. I got one of those fancy tarps that goes over the bed. Gotta make sure we don't make a mess. Don't make that face. Make that face and she wrote it. He's wearing a ring that represents... It's a thumb... I shouldn't include the word thumb. It's a thumb ring that has a ruby on it that the captain always rubbed before card games to give him good luck. And he later finds out, oh yeah, I've done some work on this story behind the scenes. I've done some development. The captain used to rub it before card games and it used to give him luck. But then it turns out that the captain was cheating anyway. You're vibrating the ring, you're not helping yourself, Newt. Smart, no! I sent the server above, FYI. Yes, I just opened it on my computer because on my phone I use a Ghost account because when we do watch parties I like to check the volume. There we go, accept as my main account. Lovely, I should be in the server now, the same page. Thank you very much for sending that, Husam. Husam? No, I am right, Husam. Husam. I respect pen and paper so much. I do the same because I got uppercutted like a year ago, and now my left ear is ringing or vibrating when I'm typing on a keyboard. I made my first message about me. Well, listen, Alams, we love to get to know people, and that frickin' sucks. So it's like the tapping sort of goes up into your head and causes tinnitus that he rubs. Look, for card games. Rubbing one off before card games. No! He rubs the ring. It's not smut, I swear. Sounds like he rims himself just to take the edge off. Death Swarm, don't you join in. My name is hard to spell. That's Arabic for you. That's okay. I feel like it's close to Hassam. I used to know someone called Hassam at school. If you're happy for me to pronounce it Husam, that's fine. It's smut, she's into denial. No! Stop it! It's like Miranda sings, stop it! No kink shaming here, no kink shaming here. Oh, well, I leave an exception, kink shaming. You can be whatever you want to. But if you're into feet, I will make fun of you in a nice way. Denial kink. No! I didn't even know what those mean. I'm far too Catholic. His young were torn from his white knuckle grip with such force that a part of that he would scratch their delicate skin. So I want to get this first bit is just a few sentences. So we've got who he is. He's the father figure. He's nice. We've got what's happened. The home has collapsed. And it's a flood. And again, reinforced that he's caring about his young more than anything. Because he's trying to hold on to them. Delicate skin, eh? Of children, Vix! Hey, feet pay the bills. Feet do pay the bills. Just kink teasing. That's exactly what I do. It could be any kink in the world, but if it's feet, there will be kink teasing. Things I can say right now. If you're into furries, for example, we would not shame it, would we? Well, I don't even know what a furry is. I didn't even know what a furry is, and if I did, I certainly wouldn't be one. Honestly, the smuttiest ones. Real. I'm kidding. Hey, they do pay the bills. I'm sure there are people out there getting their bills paid with feet pics, and that's fine. It's the wonder of the internet. I'm not going to include thumb. It was a thumb ring! Thumb makes it sound worse, doesn't it? Expect smutty writing on pen and paper. No! It should be profound! And poetry! And I should just write smut, shouldn't I? We share a brain. Collapsing and flooding sounds familiar. This poor bowl! Furries just people with animal ears and tails, and I would never be into that. That was so convincing, I'm not even sure. I could convince myself. I watch Beastars for the plot. I watch Beastars for the plot, first of all. Alright. This is an opportune time, as much as any, for me to take my little break. I'm going to take my little break. It's only going to be 10-15 minutes. I put on Words on Stream so you guys can keep your... Oh, Words on Stream is tiny. Why is it so tiny? Oh, it's probably because the tab is tiny. So you're going to exercise your word muscles if you want to, or you can take a break yourself. It's completely optional. So yeah, I'll be back in about 10 minutes. So when shall we say? Back at 8:45. I'll probably be back earlier than that, but there we go. 10:45. That's supposed to say 8. Again, not a mathematician. There we go. See you tomorrow then, Newt. All good, Lady Magora. Have a lovely night. Sweet dreams. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you tomorrow for Discord Writing Club, where we do a 1-hour sprint at 5 PM. Or 5 your time. Yeah, exactly. Also at 6. And it's just a picture of Newt spawning over Reaper from Overwatch's Nova skin. It's the best skin. What can I say? I'm not a furry, I'm not a furry, I'm not a furry. Is there a clip of me saying that? Been a euphemism for any kind of salacious reasons to watch or read anything. I watch it for the plot. Bye, wifey. Face. Face. Oh, face, yeah. I was wondering. You're playing the little game. There it is. I'll share it here. Alright. You guys enjoy that while I'm gone. I shall see you all in 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to go get myself a snack, go get myself some water, and then come back for the last 45 minutes to an hour of stream. See you in a bit. No, you're not a furry, but definitely a furry. Nuh-uh! Your Honor, I plead nuh-uh! hello, hello. I am back at the computer with 1 minute to spare. How we doing? Oh, we went back to the beginning. Well, thank you for playing Vix, Writer Lee, Pale, Christian, Bexy, and Hussam. We will finish this game and then get on with our writing. I always let the game finish because I want to see if you guys can beat your record. Still can't remember our record. I want to say it's 20 something. Also got a nice little message, gonna reply to it. Millet Hurley, who are you? I don't know! I went down and had a brief chat with my mother. And again, this is gonna sound sexy, but I assure you it is not. I iced a cake because I made an almond cake earlier. I made a gluten-free almond cake because I keep making them because I keep eating them. So I glazed a cake. And then I came straight back. Had a little snack and I've had a little drink and I'm ready to go. I could probably drink a bit more though. We have a little bit of drink. Light couldn't be me, Vix. Just some tries for a Riz opportunity. A Riz up, if you will. Health. And ice your cake mood. Eh? Fail. I am gluten free actually, so you would be well. There we are, get everything on my desk sorted. Beautiful! No double L's, that's why. Oh no! Rest in pieces. Well done for playing, though, and thank you for playing, everyone. Level 3 is admirable. And 74 out of 75 is so close. Thank you to Vix, Writer Lee, Christian, Pale, Bexy, and Hussam. Thank you so much for playing. I will figure out how to give rewards one day. Hopefully you'll be able to earn some books doing it at some point. But yeah, thank you so much. Let's take this down. And we're back. Your glutes are free. They are indeed. They are public domain. Almond is a good call for gluten-free cake. It tends to provide some of the flour replacement. Yes. And so I follow a recipe that's on BBC Good Food that says you should add 150 grams of ground almonds and 50 grams of the gluten-free flour. So it's almost like 75% almonds. But I tend to add it 50-50. I tend to do 100 of each because I think the texture's slightly better. Because I like almond, but I don't like it when it reaches the point that there's so much of it, it becomes oily. So I guess it's high protein too. High protein, gluten-free. This does not offset the huge amount of sugar that's in it as well, but still. Fully full of sweetness. See, on the one hand, Jinx, that's quite sweet. On the other hand, that's quite smutty. We just vibe in, it's fine. This is good. Public domain. Just give me a pat on the head and say at least you tried. At least you tried, buddy. Because you're not a big fan of nuts. Look. I made it according to the BBC Good Foods recipe, and it was like an oily sponge. It was like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like oily and almost gritty. Yay, healthy cake. Let's go! Cake isn't full of sugar. Is it even cake? Sphere system, you're absolutely right. No, she will be taking it. Jinx! We're gonna have him. Okay, here we are. He regained his composure quickly and curled into a tight ball. For a sweet subject, this song has gotten spicy. Tight ball, eh? It's a vole! A vole can't be sexy. It's smart. No, it is not! With the heat that makes you sweat. So sweet spice is probably good other places as well. Sphere system, you might be right. You might be right. Not that I'd know, because I'm abstinent. I'm an abstinent Catholic non-furry that has no idea what a lot of these words mean. Does a vole have a flat base? I stand by that being a funny joke. Oh, we gotta stretch. Thank you, Hussam. We gotta stretch. Oh, that's a good stretch, actually. Because I'm not a furry. Oh my god, I wonder if there's a water vole furry. Hang on, I've got to look this up. I'm not getting distracted. Leave me alone. Oh, it's telling me that voles are furry. No, that's not what I meant. There's one in a story called Anne Vole. Let's see if they're... Okay, vole. I'll put fursuit. The fact that it tried to correct to a vor fursuit makes me very upset. It doesn't look like there is one. There is a character design for one. Aww. There is a character design. There's a person called Sam who joked about having a vole persona, so his furry friend drew it for him. But I cannot see a person having a vole fursuit. We could be the first. I'm definitely not a scaly. No, you would never, Jinx, right? Side glance at Newt. I don't know where to find one either. We are certain there are vole furries. There's got to be, right? Not that Newt knows, has Google to find out. Google knows everything. So where we can find one at such short notice. I don't have a fursuit, ergo I am not a furry. I watch Beastars for the plot. I don't have a fursuit yet. That's the thing. Do I not have a fursuit because I am not a furry? Or do I not have a fursuit because I can't really afford one right now? Or would I be looking and browsing if I could? This is an Amazon cart waiting for a discount vibe. In a fursuit, let's say Bexy, you just walk away, huh, Newts? If I saw a furry in the wild and they seemed cool, I would ask for so many hugs. Now that is a question. I know there's certain furries you don't approach. Like, there's the vor ones, and there's the ones who sort of do it for sexual reasons. But the 99% of the other furries that are just doing it to have fun, I want to hug all of them. We have many tentacle monsters and aren't an enjoyer of monsters. I wouldn't be an enjoyer of that either. Sphere system. I wouldn't read fanfiction about that. I would never. I love a good tentacle. I wouldn't. I don't even know what that means. Your smart history says otherwise, Newt. I So I am now the proud owner of an archive of our own account. You know, you have to apply with your email and you have to wait a few weeks for them to send you a link. I did all of that just so I could bookmark my favorite Narcissa Malfoy ex Hermione fic. It's so good. It's so good, but it's so freaky. It's freaky even for me. Just like that, things got hentai. Just like that, hentai is in the room. Can't defend against being a feathery. Look, the 13-year-old fanfiction doesn't count. It's all coming out now, isn't it? It's all coming out now. You remember Dinner with Dames? Where Maggie Smith is sat there, she's sat really low on her chair, she's leant back, she goes, it's all coming out now. It's not that I was attracted to Hedwig, it's not that I was attracted to Vernon. It was the wildest pairing that we could think of. Just keep the tabs open. You need so much proof of that. It's just, do you know, what occurs to me is the funniest part of that isn't that I wrote Hedwig Vernon fanfiction. It isn't that I wrote that. It isn't that that even occurred to me to write. It's the fact that I forgot Hedwig could fly. And that, for me, is where the comedy is. And haven't favorited me as an author? How dare. Not yet. Not yet. I can favorite authors? I've just been bookmarking things. Hentai is the easiest thing to write. It tends to go along a pretty linear pathway. So many tabs, we need 3 windows on desktop. Yes, but like 10 a fanfic. Sphere system, that is such a vibe though. I have 3 fanfic tabs open at the moment. And I've got 5 instances of Chrome, each with about 10 to 20 tabs in each of them. I lost all my tabs. Bexy, no, what happened? Sees Hedwig converted in the snow, just knows everything. Harry knows all about him. Harry's just like, again? It's funny, right? I'll never write again. What? No, Vix, please. One of them was the smut and you lost it. I had 400 of them open on my mobile browser. My phone updated overnight and I lost them all. Bexy, you need an account. You need to be able to bookmark. It's definitely something. It's funny. All those ideas that I was never going to look back on. All those tabs that I was never going to look at again. Gone. Be off to reading something at the moment. See you later, everyone. See you later, Hussam. It's been lovely to meet you. Lovely to have you. And welcome in. Welcome to the library. I'm literally in mourning right now over it. That's so sad, Betsy. Gonna head off to bed. All good, Pale. Enjoy your sleep. Have sweet dreams. And thank you for being here. I hope to see you tomorrow. We're doing the rest of Batman. We've got the last chapter to do. Ooh! It was a Batman. Yeah, it's a Batman. Justice! 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 I will be serving justice. The Vole had survived a flash flood like this before. He had managed to... Stone cold top. I'm a top, she's a top, she's a stone cold top. I am a stone cold top, and I know all the things. The song is right. I'm Batman. Swear to me. Where is she? Where is she? I tried to find the old Christian Bale Batmans because I wanted to watch that scene in particular because I found it really funny. Where is she? Whoever wrote this is sexy as fuck. I agree, Bexy. Why can't I play burps? I don't know. I've tried to fix it and I'm going to try to fix it again. Rachel! Rachel! And the joke is just going, did I bluff you? Did I double bluff you? Which one is she in? Which warehouse? Where is she? It's just really funny scene. It's not meant to be funny, but I found it hysterical.
I only get naked at the library.
Only get naked at the library. That's true. Thank you, Vix, for that redeem. And for handing 1,000 books back to the library. I'm gonna write the word gushing and none of you are allowed to make a joke about it. Gush. Gushing. Water is gushing. Lexi gets naked everywhere. So do I. I feel like I would be in a not sexy way, I want to say. In a not sexy way. More in a terms of a home comfort way. I have a real sensory problem with certain clothes, jeans especially. That if I have the choice between walking around in my underpants or wearing full clothes, I will walk around in my underpants. I would rather be cold than uncomfortable. Gushing about jokes about gushing. No one would ever think of that sphere system. The taste is indeed impeccable. I plead the fifth. You'd fit in perfectly here, notes. Hey! Only pants all day, every day. Exactly, Bexy. It's so uncomfortable, right? That's in the wrong place. Nudity is no longer a question. If only when and if undergarments remain. Exactly, Jinx. My issue is I'd go and answer the door. Just glance over to the couch and there's Bex, legs akimbo. Just in pants, tits everywhere is numerous. Legs akimbo. With jeans in favour of more comfortable trousers or skirts and dresses, that you can pretend at modesty while still being comfortable. I think I would be really fond of long skirts, but I feel nervous about wearing them. And I don't know why. Someone who's not affected at all. Legs akimbo is a classic of mine. She sits so frickin' weird. She sits like a piece of modern art. I have done. Candy and I got interrupted. Yeah, Jinx! Yet it's always comfy. I'm comfy right now. I'm comfy right now. You just see two feet. I'm real comfy. She's just like a pretzel. That's so funny. I don't think I need to detail him finding his family. I feel like people are going to know what direction this story is going to take when I call it The Vole and the Vulture, and the Vole is facing a flash flood and his family's missing. I feel like that's... we know where this is going. I've used a dash and then I've used that. I can fix it. Piece of modern art, you know how to flatter me. The Amazon driver got quite the surprise. You take the box and use it to cover yourself. Thanks. A banana duct taped to the wall. That one piece of art that was just a shopping trolley full of trash. I remember that banana stuck to the wall. Need to head off, catch everyone later. No worries, Sphere System. It's been lovely to have you. Lovely to meet you. And enjoy your stay at the library. Have a lovely night. I'm guessing where you guys are at, but have a lovely night. There was no occurring, only a wrecked rage for the interruption. You grab it, and you just slam the door. Away. Be gone. To state though the way he was looking at my eyes, he's looking at your eyes and his eyes are watering because he will not look away. He's like, I mustn't glance anywhere else. Why do I have so many things? Hello. All right, I'll allow it. Okay. He broke through the water's surface with a gasp. He looked around wildly. It was just as he had thought, a devastating flash flood. Possibly a description there? Not sure yet. He found his wife and children quickly, and he pulled their bodies from the water with care. Tenderly, he deposited them in a nearby field, where many more dead had washed up. What else is dead? What else lives in a Eurasian river that can't really fight against the flash flood? Fish, livestock, even some reptiles and amphibians, smaller animals like insects, rodents, and earthworms. Tenderly, eh? Stop it, Vix! I couldn't fight against a flash flood. I couldn't. I'm a shit swimmer. Actually, I was alright when I was young. Okay, this is some sort of... Okay, I'm gonna do a river otter. Rats. Dormice. Other voles. Fish, freshwater fish. Let's fight against it, just encourage, demand, and enjoy. Ooh! Luckily, you don't need floaties, though. Yeah, you do. You do when I'm around. You don't. I'm on antidepressants. If anything, you'll need an extra drink. else? Reptiles and amphibians we could have a look at. Maybe I could have a nice little thing where the birds are trying to help, other birds are trying to help give aid to the living animals or something. Let me write that down. The next fable I have to write, that I do write, will have to have a nicer tone than this one. Erectile dysfunction. No! The antidepressant curse is back. Real. I did devour you. Not me crying. Why are you... Are you crying at erectile dysfunction? Is that really what it gets to make you laugh? Erectile dysfunction. Oh, frogs will absolutely... Frogs, newts... Trigger warning for snakes, probably. There's going to be a couple of snakes in this book that might appear. Viper or adders, smooth snake, water snakes, grass snake, slow worm. All of that will be displaced. Yes. Trouser snake, stop it! How are you guys so quick at this stuff? You guys should be the entertainers. You should be streaming. I'm gonna do a bit of a time skip here. That's what my brain is wired for. Your brain is wired for sex. Couldn't be me, I'm a Catholic. Actually, I feel like if you are raised a Catholic, I feel like your brain is more wired for that. You should know this notes. A fellow what now? Get good tips working the Bond Street corners. Oh, you mean comedy, my bad. Jinx. And you would get good tips. Because I'd be there. Is that not what they do? They put the money in their hand and they... That not what the people do? Ooh. Watch out! Sit down and write smart notes. Do you think I'd be good at it though? Because I don't think I'd be good. I'd be giggly and I would skip through the good stuff. You never reach out. I should. I got pirates all planned. Oh, you mean between my two characters? Wait, seriously? With nowhere to go? I'd be so down for that. Jinx, I would do that too. No, your mind is full of fantasies, Newt. You just got to let them out. I don't think the world is ready. Now that will be a flash flood. Yes, you've basically blue-balled me. Like, you wouldn't enjoy it, Vix. But you might not. You're a bit of a top. A bit of a top. That sounds like a taunt. You're just a bit of a top. No balls. Just gotta let them out. Gotta let them out. Oh no, you didn't. Run! Run! Well, rip Newt. Uh-oh. I'll get the rope and the dragon tail. What, to wear? Wait, to wear? To wear, right? Tent singular? What do we write about vultures? Nasty. Selfish. The dragon tail is not to be worn. Is it watching? Think whip, but more fun for me. For me. Is it watching? I have no clue what that would be for. I don't even have a clue what it would be for. Because I don't know these things. Stomach. Stomach. Dead. I can show you, it's okay, I'm very good at teaching and discipline. I wouldn't be into that. I wouldn't be into that. Do you know the fan fictions that I love? It's when one of the Black Sisters, I'm not fussy, it could be Bellatrix, it could be Narcissa, it could be Andromeda, when they go to teach at Hogwarts. There's some really good fics. That was very formative in my late teens. That tracks. You have a lot of experience reading smut that you could bring to writing it. I would say that I have definitely... It's not the percentage of smut that I've read, because I like a slow burn. I would say the amount of E-rated fics that I've read is definitely in the 500 plus range. Outly bad people get the next. It was funny. It was funny. Come on, it was funny. It was funny. Funny. Funny? 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 Trying to convince of that, us or yourself. All of us. Okay, what do you think of this? The vole sat with his loved ones, quite unable to leave their side. He sat as the rest of the survivors hobbled back to nearby water. He sat as the nights descended, his thick fur fending off the cold. And he sat again when the vultures came. Nasty, selfish creatures, the vole thought bitterly, watching as one of the white yellow-faced birds buried its beak into the stomach of the dead otter. They pulled out chunks of flesh from the carcass and guzzled them whole. The vulture's white plumage was soon stained with grisly red, and their beak dripped. This sentence is, their beak dripped ominously. Each drop each dropped an echoing footfall of death itself. He's hearing the drops and he just hates them. We need a smut off. I'm so down. No, we don't. No, we don't. I'm Catholic. I could be the judge. First one to make new nut wins. First one to make me nut wins. I guess it'll be several way tie. I will be the judge and I'll measure it in nut points. That would be so funny. Using smut or yeah, I was gonna say, is it just the reading or I put that there. I don't think it's a sentence I want to include. I'm sure I can find some creative ways to. Cuffed doesn't count in this. But I've heard cuffed is very good. I've heard cuffed is very, very, very good. My pleasure, Newts. I'm looking forward to your evaluation. Ooh, well as you, Bexy, many thanks. Cuffed is a very good read. I still have the next part to enjoy. Nice! I believe Jinx has sent me the most updated version to read, but I haven't started it yet. I'm just going to look up, because I realised that I've only got 5 minutes left, and I would love to go and spread some love to people by raiding, but I don't actually know how in this new setup. So I'm just going to look at it. Do I have to type raid in now? It looks like I literally have to type it. I mean, it's not a problem. But does it give me that countdown? Oh, we are raiding Mr. Greggles today, by the way. We are raiding Mr. Greggles. I love Mr. Greggles. He makes me so happy. You know, Bexy, many thanks. How does one raid with this new thing? Creator dashboard should not be mod view. Stream manager. Blah, blah, blah. Auto mod. Don't care. Activity feed. Chat. Girl's too good for me. Very tense way. No, you all good over there? I'm just trying to figure. It's not a tense, sexy way. It's a tense, I don't know how to fucking raid anymore, and I would really like to today. Voice. Why on earth do I? There it is. Found it. Oh, I found it. Oh, I found it. Why on earth is it there? It's in the quick actions menu. Got it. Found it. Don't need to worry about that just yet, but still. Oh, the whole Twitch switch around. Mm-hmm. I can't stand change. I hate it. It makes me so afraid. I really don't like it. Actually, I need to put here how Vol surviving. And a note about scaring away flies. Sour-faced and eyes scowling. Everybody stretch. Thank you, Bexy. I'm going to make her a bit otherworldly. She's going to ask, why do you protect the dead? And he's going to say, they're not the dead, they're my family. And she's going to be like, the dead are the dead, they belong to the earth. Like, she's going to be a little bit otherworldly. She's not going to quite have the same... She's not going to be on the same wavelength as the Vole. Keep this hand loose and flexible. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to leave it here for today, but I'm actually going to not put it in the folder and actually finish writing it tonight, I think, because I'm really in a flow with this story. Yeah, I really like it. The Vole and the Vulture, a metaphor for letting go when people have died. There are notes of the stages of grief. There are notes of bereavement. There are notes of sort of premature death that happens in a natural disaster. And there are notes of religion in the Vulture, and I really like that. There's a certain spiritual peace that's happening in the story. So, I really love this. But without further ado, we are going to head out to raid Mr. Greggles. But not before I say thank you for being here, thank you for chatting, thank you for lurking, thank you so much for the 2 raids, thank you so much for the hype train earlier, what a stream. Thank you so much. I saw you flexing my hand. I love this story so much. I'm glad, Betsy. Thank you for streaming always. Have a good evening. You too, Christian. We're going to head on over to Mr. Greggles. Mr. Greggles is he is an excellent drumming streamer. I love him, and he's perfect for sort of cooling off after writing for a long time. And yeah, he's great. He's very entertaining. We'll see what he's up to. Home from TwitchCon, so he's just been at TwitchCon. And he's on a different drum kit today. Ooh, interesting. Has that started the raid? Do you know what? I can't stand the new view. I'm sick and tired. Yeah, there we go. It has started the raid. Wonderful. It's ready to raid. Perfect. Thank you for the stream as always. Thank you, Jinx, for being here. Take it easy. Night, night. Sweet dreams, you beautiful people. Absolutely sweet dreams to everyone. Cooling off after a spicy stream. Oh, yeah. It has raided starting. This is good, Bexy. But yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow. Discord at 5 PM. We'll be having our little silent writing sprints in Discord. And at 6 PM, we will have the Batman stream. So 5 PM Discord, 6 PM Batman stream. And then, yeah, that's it for the rest. I'll be back on Monday after that. And let's go see Mr. Greggles. Sending much love to everyone. Bye!